Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey, here with some fairly noteworthy injury news and updates for the Dallas Cowboys ahead of their Week 9 matchup against the Denver Broncos. Let's begin with the positive ones here. Dak Prescott, everything looking good for the Cowboys franchise quarterback. He was back at practice for Dallas today. That's Thursday, in case you forgot what day it was. And reporter looked like his usual self, moving around with no issues, smiling, having a good time. The expectation for Dak this week is abundantly clear. He will be out there, he will start, and he will play very well against the Denver Broncos, as he's done for pretty much all of this, and hopefully some better red zone success than what the Cowboys had entering their bye week. Everything looking thumbs up for Dak Prescott right now. If something changes, we'll of course try to let you guys know. But I want you guys to keep that positive energy going. Type 4 in the comments section. Do it for Dak Prescott if you're hyped right now about Prescott and his impending return to the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go now to the wide receiver. That is CeeDee Lamb. Now, Lamb has apparently sprained his ankle on Wednesday. We did mention this briefly during our preview video. I will again remind everybody, do not panic on this situation. The expectation for Lamb is that he will play this week. He was labeled limited at practice today. In general, when you're limited with an ankle injury, that typically means you end up playing, especially when you're young like CeeDee Lamb is, who of course is having a fantastic year for the Dallas Cowboys, well on his way to blowing past 1,000 yards this season. Lamb, the young Lamb, looks very much like a fantastic impact player for the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, he sprained his ankle. I'm not overly concerned. Also, yes, Amari Cooper has that hamstring issue that, again, will be monitored, managed throughout the season. Didn't matter too much when he caught that game-winning touchdown pass for the Dallas Cowboys. So, sure, Cooper and Lamb are a bit banged up. Gallup, who we'll get to in a little bit, remains on IR, but again, I'm not really all that concerned about Lamb. I fully expect, maybe I'm wrong, but I fully expect Lamb to be out there this week for the Dallas Cowboys. But of course, the show is not just about me, it's about you guys as well. So what is your concern level right now over CeeDee Lamb and that apparently minor ankle sprain? This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So if that ad break comes here on YouTube, head down to that pinned comment and let me know what you're thinking. Now, while your votes go in there in the comments, I'm at like a 2 over Lamb. Look, it can't be a 0. He did sprain it. I think it is very minor, but I'm not really worried about this right now. I'm not concerned about CeeDee Lamb's ankle. If he had been a did not participate today, I would be adjusting my tone. He'd probably be like a 4 or maybe a 5, which is still maybe a little bit high. I'm not really all that worried about CeeDee Lamb, and I want to make that abundantly clear to everybody watching as well. Lamb is expected to play today, or play Sunday, I should say, for the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, he was labeled as limited on Thursday. The official injury report won't be out for another couple hours or so, but the Cowboys haven't really lied that much to us about injuries this year, so I'm inclined to believe them on this one. The expectation, Lamb plays. I'm not too concerned. So we hit Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, two players who you can get their jersey if you pay attention. Please, I beg of you, to what we're about to talk about. Now, thanks to our friends over at BetUS, if you sign up and deposit with them, we here at the Cowboys Report can hook you up with a Cowboys jersey. So please pay attention to the steps. I beg of you. It's not been a great hit rate so far, if we're being honest. So, step number 1. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code Cowboys125 when you sign up and deposit. Use the URL, use the promo code, or it's all kinds of issues and stuff. You got to put down at least $100. That is what gets you the 125% deposit bonus. So, you're putting down $100, right? Extra $125 to bet with. And then, once you've done those things, email us jersey@chatsports.com with the following information. We will need your BetUS account number, a screenshot of your first bet, And we will also need, jersey, size, shipping, etc. that you guys want. Here's what we have available. We don't have every jersey. I can't even get a Trevon Diggs one for myself. I've tried. What we have are Zeke Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak Prescott. Those three. Dak, Elliott, and Lamb. We have the color rush for Dak. We have the blue and the color rush for Lamb and Elliott. So I know I threw a lot of information at you guys, and if it's confusing, I get that. But again, jersey@chatsports.com is the email, but you got to sign up and place a bet with BetUS. It's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is Cowboys125. All right, let's go back now to the news, right? Michael Gallup, his status remains unclear this week for the Dallas Cowboys. He is eligible at any point right now to come back from IR, and he practiced last week. However, the Cowboys are taking things very slow and very cautious. They are not rushing Gallup back from what was a much worse calf injury than what Dak Prescott dealt with, plus different positions, different impact, etc. Once he's back, I think Gallup takes back over as the number 3 receiver, predominantly as that vertical throw, which a team doesn't really have immense consistency from right now with the way they like to use Lamb and Cooper. So this is an interesting up-in-the-air situation. And look, the Cowboys like to hide injury information. They don't want to get it out there. The formerly leaky ship has been tightened up a little bit. But this is what Mike McCarthy had to say. Quote, just want to see him get through a full week, then evaluate it, but I thought he had a really good week last week. We'll just see how it goes. We're kind of up in the air on where he is. I had thought Gallup was going to return after the bye. Ended up not being the case. So will Gallup play this week? I think it's either this week or next week, and that's the timing anyway, so you don't have many other options there. Let me know what you think. Will Gallup be able to play this week? Y for yes, N for no. Let me hear what your predictions, what your fortunes are. I guess that works down there in the comments. All right, more injury news. DeMarcus Lawrence. This one, again, more positive. He appears to be making some progress, and he could be designated to return from IR as soon as next week. Now, the Cowboys' typical MO has been, when you get hurt and you go on IR, we'll give you at least a week of practice, then we'll bring you back for that second week. Sean McEwen took almost all 3 of them, although he's already back. So there's a chance that Lawrence ends up playing against the Falcons. That's probably the very beginning of his opening window. And this will be a massive boost for Dallas. We've noticed it on the field, right? Yeah, the defense has played beyond almost anyone's expectations. They've exceeded even my optimistic one of can you be above average or average defense. They've been above average and frankly bordering on top 10 this year. Getting Tank Lawrence back, giving them another actual good edge rusher is going to be a big deal. Now, on the negative side, old Neville Gallimore appears to be a little bit further away. He's still on injured reserve. The initial timeline had him come back before the bye or around the bye. That has not been the case. McCarthy said today that playing defensive tackle and the way he has to use his arms and his elbow, of course it's an elbow injury, it makes it a longer return timeline. He stopped short of saying he'd be back to play a different position, but came pretty damn close to it. No timetable yet for Neville Gallimore. This point, just get him back by Thanksgiving. I think Lawrence will be back by Thanksgiving. I'm cautiously optimistic that Gallimore will be, but I kind of thought he already would be, so a bit disappointing on that front. But the Cowboys, of course, have been able to survive without Gallimore, but make no mistake, he'd be a big addition. We'll see when Tristan Hill, he could come back this week, but I think you're down to I think it's 2 open roster spots right now, and one of them is going to go to Michael Gallup, I think, in the near future. Maybe Hill's the other one. Bernard also in that conversation. But your D-line has not been elite so far this year. Frankly, far from it, outside of Randy Gregory and moments and flashes. Osa Odigizua. You get back Lawrence and Gallimore soon. The guys who were supposed to be defensive tackle number 1 and defensive end number 1, you've had them for about a combined game this year. That's going to be a big deal for the Cowboys as they move forward. If you guys are a real Cowboys fan, I don't like to tell people how to be fans. Just cheer for the team. You'll end up being a fan there. But I think you're a real Cowboys fan if you subscribe to the Cowboys Report, because we've got news, rumors, updates, live shows, mailbags, watch parties, all that good stuff in between every single day. And I promise you, I will never sit up here and just sugarcoat stuff, because that's not what you want. That's not what you need. All right. I know it's been a long time since the Cowboys have had great success. I do feel good about this year, though. So hit that big red button and subscribe today. To Tyron Smith, we mentioned this in our preview as well. Not much has changed for me. I would be very surprised if he plays this week. Reportedly a bone spur issue in Tyron Smith's ankle. Re-aggravated that injury against the Vikings. That's what the bone spur probably comes to us from our good old friend, Dr. Jerry. McCarthy said it's not a long-term issue, but I think it is very highly unlikely he ends up playing this week. I think instead it's in whatever order it is at left tackle, right tackle. I don't know what it is quite yet. I think the Cowboys trying to keep that info a bit hush. Terrence Steele at left tackle, Lael Collins at right tackle. Those need to be the two guys. Like, it cannot be Ty Nsekhe. And that's not a dig at Nsekhe, but you can't sit up there and tell me, oh yeah, Nseke's your second best tackle right now. No, he's not. He's not. Collins was borderline Pro Bowl 2019. Terrence Steele has played beyond everyone's expectations. So I don't care if it's Steele or Collins over there on the left side. I think the Cowboys coaching staff, McCarthy, Philbin, Moore, have earned the right to do what they think is best for the offensive line, at least from my armchair coaching mindset, I guess. So pick a left tackle for me. Who do you want? It's because we can all have opinions. It's all good. We're all trying to win games here. LC for Lael Collins, TS for Terrence Steele, or TN for Ty Nsekhe. Get to one last injury note here. This is on Blake Jarwin, who is dealing with a hip injury. McCarthy intimated, whatever it is there in the end, that it's probably not going to be a go for Jarwin this week. On the brighter side, good timing, I guess, Sean McEwen is now set to return to the active roster. He was going to be tight end 3 for this team before his preseason ankle injury. Cowboys, again, took it very cautiously with that injury because they're playing well this year. Jeremy Sprinkle remains on the active roster, so those will likely be your top 3 tight ends this week for the Dallas Cowboys. I hope Jarwin's able to go, but he was not able to play or not able to practice on Thursday. I think it's Schultz, McEwen, and Sprinkle this week.